got a real diverse, like, sort of line-up tonight. I've got one woman. But that's enough, you know, one woman does the work of 6 men, so we just only need the one, don't we? So I want you to put your hands together, guys. Welcome to the stage, Deborah Holt.
Hi, good evening everybody. Hi. Oh, this is really nice, isn't it? Isn't this lovely? Wow, I'm glad I made the effort. I did my hair, did my face, I put a nice dress on, matching underwear. Oh, thank you for the whistle. Matching underwear. Always matching underwear for special occasions. Don't be afraid, love. I'm fully aware that I've more chance of a medical emergency than pulling tonight. I'm from up north. A little village outside Manchester. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Rochdale. Yeah. For them that don't know, it's famous for Gracie Fields, Lisa Stansfield, grooming gangs. And I had an idyllic childhood. Dragged up proper, I was smoking and drinking, underage sex. And it would have been perfect, but my mum were mad. Absolutely crackers. Obsessed with her weight, and she was a yo-yo dieter. And I'll give you an example. 1980 she was North West Slimmer of the Year. 1981 she was at Fraser, Greggs. And we just used to laugh at her, but it stopped being funny when she got obsessed with me. She had me at Weight Watchers when I was 11. I think that's illegal. But if I lost weight, we stopped at Chippy on the way home. Yeah. But it did give me a complex. It did. I wouldn't swim, I wouldn't wear a bathing suit, and it went on for years. And then, do you know what? Just recently, I thought, for God's sake, give your head a shake. And I went swimming. Oh! There's a hole in this stage. Best laugh of the night, eh? Can I just say something? I don't wear heels. Just 1 minute. Where was I? So I went swimming, and it was wonderful, life-changing. It was exhilarating. And you know what the best bit were? My tits floating. I know you're looking and you're thinking, what's this old bird up to? But as we get old, we start to get invisible. And I don't want to fade away. I want to go out screaming and shouting. So I've wrote a book. Ooh, thank you. I've been on the chase. Ooh. No, I didn't win, and Bradley Walsh is lovely. I have played live at Glastonbury. Ooh. I strum my ukulele in the car park, and I'm having that. But you know something, my biggest challenge is that I've been married 36 years. Wow, thank you. You've met and married within a year. He proposed to me at Bobby Ball's nightclub in Rochdale. Classic. Do you remember him? Rock on Tommy? Yeah. And my husband's down on one knee, you know, on the dance floor. To be absolutely honest, even after all these years, I can't be 100% sure that he weren't tying his shoelace. But I took it as a proposal and had that wedding booked by Monday. But when we married until death do us part. I just didn't think it'd take this long. But I knew we'd always stay together. I knew that we'd never separate. Because neither of us wanted custody of kids. Yeah. But he's had a bit of a wobble, he's fallen out with me. He said it's either him or the comedy. So I've had to think about it. But I have had him a long time, haven't I? And I wouldn't miss him. Yeah, so I took the punishment. He's punished me physically, emotionally and financially. He made me take the grandkids to Butlins. It was pretty awful. But then I had to agree to do only 2 gigs a week. I've got 4 this week. Yeah, they'll be alright. I'll just give them a blowjob. But I married a mechanic and he's obsessed with cars. He's a proper petrol head. And his recent car is an El Camino, and I told him I'm going to tell you about it. He said, let me write it down so you don't get it wrong. El Camino, 1976, limited edition, Black Knight, 302 small block Chevy, 500 brake horse, 4 miles to the gallon, roller rockers, high lift cam, big valve heads in capital letters, B&M, auto on floor shift, 4-barrel carb. Ask me what kind of car I drive. Thank you for asking. Do you know what? I wrote it down so I won't get it wrong. It's red. He's a working man and he's got really rough hands, and when we make love it sounds like he's rubbing a car down. I know you're thinking, I mean, how the hell have I had sex with the same person for 36 years? I'll tell you, I fantasise, I like visualise somebody else's face. You know, like pop stars, rock stars, Joe next door. We all do it, love, don't we? Yeah, we all do it. I don't do it anymore. I don't need to do it anymore. Because since he retired, his hands are that soft that now it feels like someone else is touching them. Yeah, it's lovely. But he's changed, you know, he's changed. When I met him, he had a narrow waist and a broad mind. That's definitely changed. Yeah. But recently he's been like socially awakened and he's really angry with the government, and it's all to do with they've reduced men's alcohol intake from 21 units down to 14. And he's done the maths, and that's 7 units a week, 350 units a year, and he figures that's 70 pints. The government's stolen 70 pints of every man in this room. Yeah? And he's livid. He's livid. He's joined a protest group. It's called Men Against Restricted Drinking Institute. Mardy for short. And all them Mardy men are going to march down to London and demand what's been taken be returned. And do you know what? I'm kind of proud of him. I'm proud that he's seen a social injustice. I'm proud that he's seen a wrong that he wants to put right. But then I found out the real reason. Do you not ticked him off? Do you not put him over the edge? He was saving them 70 pints for stag do in Benidorm. But I've changed. I mean, it used to be all high heels and push-up bras. The night I met him, my boobs were pushed that high that they were level with his nose. His chat-up line were, "Can I nuzzle in your bosom?" I still took him home and shagged him. Honestly. But we've both changed. We agree we've both changed. I mean, we used to rip each other's clothes off, and in a wild sexual frenzy, I didn't have time to get my socks off. I mean, now I can knit a pair. It used to be all sex and drugs and rock and roll. Now it's more like cups of tea and sausage rolls. But we still make love, it's just slowly, and only after a full risk assessment's been completed. Yeah, but he does love me. I know he loves me. I mean, he almost told me once. Yeah, we have little names for each other. He calls me Delightful Deborah. Isn't that nice? Delightful Deborah. I call him my sex machine. No, I don't. No, I don't. Sorry, I got that wrong. I call him a fucking tool. But my friend said to me, she said, "Don't it worry you when you do stand-up that you'll walk into the room and that nobody will find you funny?" And I said, "No, not really, because that's like being at home, isn't it?" You know, I mean, I do this because it makes me feel alive, and it makes me feel relevant, and it makes me feel me. And my husband has an issue with that. I think he's jealous. I said, "Go and find something that makes you feel that way." He says, "I think I'll be a Morris dancer." I said, "Crack on with that then." So he goes down to the village hall and all the Morris men are there and they're sat behind a table like this. It was like an interview panel. And they're asking him questions. Do you drink real ale? Are you free bank holiday Monday? Do you own an anorak? They let him try the bells on. They put the bells up his leg, he did some stamping. They even gave him the handkerchief. They said he had amazing wrist action. Then the main man said, "Just one final question." He said, "Are you circumcised?" The husband says, "Yeah, actually I am." The man shut the book. He said, "Your application's not been successful." The husband says, "But why?" "I answered the questions, I did the bells, you even said I had great wrist action." He said, "You don't meet the criteria." Apparently, to be a Morris dancer, you've got to be a complete prick. But there's always something as we get older, there's always something. I went to the doctors with tonsillitis, and as she's looking down my throat, she said, I think you could do with a colonoscopy." I thought, how far down could she see? So I went to the hospital, we're doing the consent form, he's telling me all the ways I can die, all the things that can go wrong. And then he said, and you may experience sexual arousal. Anyway, so I'm on the table, I'm on my left hand side, my knees up, camera up my bum, having a good look round. And then he leant over and he said to me, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then I said, "I'm not sexually aroused yet." He said, "Don't worry about it, dear, I am." But I just want to finish, and you've been really kind to me, and I just want to share this information, and it's a little bit personal, and I hope you don't mind. But I had a colonoscopy this morning, and I want you all to know that the prep is far worse than the actual procedure. On the plus side, this is the first time ever I've done stand-up comedy and not been full of shit. Thank you very much.
Let me hold everybody! Carrying the shoes already. Usually later than that, isn't it? When you take the shoes off, please. Anyway, are we all having a good time? It's actually first to act. It's got one more.